Stacy with Worship Guitar Resources, and my goal here is to help you to play better and sound better in your worship services. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified next time I post a video. Today I'm going to make a case for the Les Paul being a contender for the best guitar for worship. Now, as I've said before, the best guitar is the one that you have, but my goal with this series is to highlight qualities of guitars I've played and share my enthusiasm with you. The Les Paul was originally released in 1952 and it had two P90 pickups and a wraparound bridge. In 1957, Gibson came out with the humbucker. By then they had switched to the stop tailpiece and the two-pneumatic bridge, and the rest is history. This one is a 2008 Epiphone Les Paul Standard, and it was blue when I got it. It also had a headstock crack, which was professionally repaired, but that crack is what put it in my price range, so I was okay with it. I stripped the paint. I went with clear on the back and black on the top. I used nitrocellulose lacquer. I also changed out the pots, the switch, and I upgraded the pickups to Seymour Duncan Antiquities. I kept the tuning machines because they worked, and this is it. Oh, I also rotated that neck pickup a la Peter Green, and that was to just get a little bit of a brighter, less woolly neck tone. And I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but I'm not going to change it, so it is what it is. All right, so the first thing I love about the Les Paul is the versatility. Now, when I first finished the project, I ran it through a slew of AC/DC and Foo Fighters riffs, and it sounded as good as I hoped. Then I forced myself to play it on Sundays, and I'd listen real close to the parts I was playing, and whether they were using a Gretsch or a Telecaster, I was going to get those dynamics and those tones from this guitar. Now, the bridge pickup, when you set it up right, is warm and articulate. That middle position, it punches through the mix without having to be louder, and it smooths out overdrives, giving you an instant dynamic change on the guitar. And the neck pickup is warm, and it's great for lead lines and swells. The middle position hack is just another great way to get more versatility out of your Les Paul. So it works for any guitar with independent volume controls for each pickup. And all you do is roll the volume back ever so slightly. And you'll hear a tonal change, kind of a little swoosh sound sometimes, and you're in it. So it's just a little bit thicker than what you have with just the bridge. And it sounds like this. It's pretty subtle, but I've used that on songs when I didn't need to change my pickups at all, and it really helped me to have a little bit more of a full sound for my parts. Another hack that I have for the Les Paul is to put graphite in the nut slots. So with the headstock angle and the position of the tuners, you get quite a bit of tension right there, and if you're bending strings or playing heavy chords, it's easy for the strings to kind of move and then get snagged, and then you'll be either flat or sharp. So just by putting some graphite in the nut slots when you change strings, it's going to smooth that out and keep it from sticking. I switched this nut to a Tusk XL, which is a permanently lubricated one, but before I did that, I would put pencil shavings in every time I changed strings. The next thing I love about the Les Paul is the scale length. So my first guitar was a Fender, my second guitar was a Fender, and my third guitar was a Fender, and they have a 25.5-inch scale length. And so what that means is that your strings tension is a little bit higher on those guitars. The Les Paul is 24 3/4, and that little bit of difference makes a difference in how tight the strings are. And that shorter scale length makes it to where you can play with a little bit of a lighter touch, and it just gives you more room for dynamics. The last thing I'll mention here today is the playability of this thing. So from that scale length to the position of the bridge for palm muted parts, the location of the knobs just for making changes on the fly, the toggle switch, and then even down to the humbuckers. If you've ever played a single coil bridge on stage, you've definitely had a front of house guy ask you to deal with your buzz, so you don't get that problem with the humbuckers. The Les Paul is a staple in every genre, and for good reason. What are your thoughts on the Les Paul, and what guitar do you think is best for worship? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. There's a handful of downloads free for you in the description box below. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.